Hi and welcome to the Secrets for a Happy Life podcast. Today I have a special guest. He is a wayfinder. He knows how to talk with your soul and how to connect you with yourself, and he will share his secrets with us. His name is Colby Wilk, and I'm really happy that you are able to meet him. Colby, we've been talking a little bit before we started to record this podcast, and you describe yourself as an intuitive wayfinder. And for the women who are listening to this podcast mostly, can you describe what that look in real life, like in 30 seconds? Just give us a little bit snapshot.
Sure. A wayfinder is somebody who helps you find your way to where you want to go, who you want to be. I use my intuitive gift to spot what's been in your blind spot that's causing you suffering so that you could get to where you want to get. Most healers help you to feel good. I help you to break free, which doesn't always necessarily feel great in the moment, because becoming ourselves is deeply satisfying, but not necessarily a comfortable process.
It usually isn't comfortable because you just get to those deep spots that
It is
are not healed yet.
So many people are really drawn to being comforted. And there's a place in work, you know this. In healing, you want to be both the bowl and the knife. Bowl is that which supports and loves and holds, so people feel contained and welcomed and belonging. And then there's the knife, that which cuts through your lies, your personal deceptions, your pretending that you don't even know you're doing. So you want to be both the bowl, loving and supportive, and the knife, saying what occurs to you is true. And therefore, real healing is usually not comfortable. In fact, if you're comfortable, not much work is getting done.
I totally agree with you. When you say that you cut through this with the noise or something, what's the loudest internal noise that you had to silence in your own journey?
Well, I don't silence, I allow.
Okay.
Right? Because if you're silent, you're squishing and you're not allowing it to come forward, right? We're not grasping for illumination, for enlightenment. Because if you try to get awakened, you're not going to get awakened because you're still grasping. The key is to let go of what you are holding on to. So the voices, or it's all about worth. I'm not worthy at the end of the day. And that could be, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too heavy, I'm too thin. It's all about worthiness at the end of the day. Because we get those messages from our larger culture, our parents, our family. We came in with stuff, whatever the case may be. So we have both the ego and the spirit. And your ego will tell you all sorts of stuff to keep you from feeling different. I'm better than everyone, or I'm worse than everyone. It's basically the voice of the ego, right? I'm better than you, or I'm worse than you. And therefore I'm special and different. And then there's the spirit, which is like, look, I'm completely ordinary. I'm nothing special here. And yet, within that ordinariness, the people who get there is extraordinariness if you meet somebody who's given up on being special. Because there's a relaxed, letting go quality to them. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, what we're all seeking is peace. That's what we want. We might say we want a new lover. We might say we want a new house. We might say we want a career. But really, you want peace. That's really what you want. Peace. Sure, I want an exciting job where I feel meaningful, but I gotta have peace first in order to get there. Or if I get there, the new job, the new career, the new house, I'm pushing, I'm grasping, and it's going to come apart. Because the foundation of it is based in ego, not in your spirit and peace. That was a long answer.
Yeah, and usually when people are just grasping for something and they don't know why, they don't find that inner like sense of what is underneath it. They just don't find the happiness. They don't find the joy when they get to there, and they
Oh
just
my
raise the
gosh.
bar and they just raise the bar and they just need more and more and more. It's like a drug. So, yeah, I like it how you frame it. Mm.
I had a client, a young lady, very attractive, 35, really wanted to meet a partner, couldn't meet anyone. Like, boom, no one would approach her. No, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. It's just, I can't meet anyone. Like, so you want to be in love? Yes, I want to be in love. And I use my gift and I see her, standing, getting married, but there's no husband, right? In my vision. And I ask my beings, what's going on? She's like, well, she doesn't want to be married. She wants to be validated. That's what she wants. And so I say this to her, and the truth will set you free, but it'll piss you off first. I say, you don't want to be in love. You don't want to be loved. You want to be validated. I can't. Look, what's keeping you stuck, any of us stuck, is a lie. You may not even know you're embracing the lie, but it's a lie. So if you're stuck out there, listeners, there's a lie you need to uncover. You're stuck, you're lost, can't make money, can't meet anyone, poor health, there's a lie. And you don't even know you got it. Okay, so what's the lie? So for her, it was like, I want love, but really I want to be validated. And as long as she wants to be validated, she's not going to find love. Because if she did, it would fall apart. Can you imagine marrying somebody who consistently wants, you're there to validate them? It's not going to work. So her spirit is kiboshing the love. And she needs to work on validation, which is where we worked. Getting her to be self-validated. And that set her free.
Yeah, I think many of people, especially my listeners, they struggle with being stuck, but they're successful on the outer world. They're successful, but they are stuck somewhere inside. How would you approach that in your intuitive way?
So let's say there's not a lot of intuition. Let me just say one thing. It's not fairy magic. It's not like leaving your body. It's not dazzly and glittery and whatever, rainbow. It's deep presence. That's when you get real and you get present with yourself and you get quiet. Intuition is just there. It's just there. So for those folks who are stuck, yet, they've got the house, the whatever, and they're like, wow, I feel really stuck inside. I always recommend they get quiet. And that could mean not everyone needs to meditate. It means dancing. That could mean gardening. That could mean going to the seashore, putting your phone down, getting quiet and getting really curious why things are the way they are. Now, we all have as much fullness in our life as we can stand. That's true. So you got to get to the point where I have the life that I want. Even though I say I don't, I have the life I want. Okay, we have to accept. Okay, even though I don't have whoever in my bed, okay, I must have the life that I want because everything is perfect. God created this, God, Lord, Allah, whatever that is. I got this. Okay. Now, but I want that. I want that. What's in my way of getting that? What am I afraid of that would bring to me? Oh, wow. If I have the career, but I don't have the lover, maybe I'm afraid of getting rejected because I really did allow myself to be loved and she left. Holy moly, that would devastate me. That may be what I'm avoiding. Or, holy moly, if I really did meet somebody, I have to share my stuff. Wow, I don't want to share my stuff. That's really scary. So you got to get quiet and you got to get curious about what's going on. What's really going on. Now, our soul, the larger, wiser part of us, is not trying to marionette us or puppet us. Our soul is trying to get us what we say, what we really want. Not the pizza, not the bonbon, but what we really want. So we want to have more connection with our soul.
I would love if you could show us how you do that. I don't know, some sensing exercise, or how do we feel? How do we get so quiet that we find what is stuck inside or not stuck inside? What are we dealing with it, and how do we get our intuition rolling, like that we really know it?
Okay. Intuition is a result of deep presence, deep calm. When somebody wants something, you've got to ask yourself why you want it.
Yeah.
Okay. So many people want intuition or psychic development because they want to get ahead. They want stuff. They want experience. That motivation is going to yield all sorts of catastrophe eventually. Okay? Intuition is the tool of the soul, meaning that the reason to develop intuition is to be more in concert with you, not to get stuff or experience. You can develop intuition to get stuff and experience, but eventually the bottom's going to fall out. Right? Because you're going for power and influence. And that's not what your spirit wants. Okay? Your spirit wants you to become you, whoever that may be. Good, bad, whatever the case may be. You are here to unfold. That's what you are here to do. You're not here to be happy. You're not here to build a building. You're not here to make a piece of art. You're here to have the experience of being you. Another way of saying it, you're here to come out, and come out again. That's what you're here to do, to keep on unfolding. So having said that, intuition is not to be used or developed to bet at Las Vegas, to get, gambling. Although you certainly can. You can, right? It is to become yourself. Okay. So the way we do that is we allow ourselves to descend into our body. All of our karma, all of our lessons are in our body. Where else would God, Lord, Allah, Yahweh put it? It's in our body. But people avoid their bodies because trauma is there.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable. Trauma, just to define that for people, is you have feelings that you didn't feel. And who doesn't have trauma? Who didn't have a feeling that they didn't feel like they can experience because it wasn't okay with their mother, their father, their sister, brother, their boss? And so you stored it, you logged it in. And so it's not emotion, it's meant to, move. You just shoved it in. That's all trauma is. That's it. So all of us have it to a greater or lesser extent. Okay. So bring your attention 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle of you. Okay. What you're doing is you're bringing your attention into your dantian, your hara. I call this place your still point. 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle, halfway between your front and your back. This is your still point. And you say, I invite my attention to be drawn to my still point. And you can imagine like you're looking out from an eye, 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle of you. And what you're doing is you're shifting your attention from your head down into your body. And you're going to get very calm very quickly because your body's like, oof, thank God he is now inside of the body. This is what people refer to as some level of embodiment. When you're embodied, you're more present. When you're more present, you're more easily to connect to, and you have more intuitive guidance because you're in there. You're using your tool. So 3 fingers below your belly button, in the middle of you, you say, I ask for my attention to be drawn to my still point, and down you go. And now from here, you can invite your soul song, S-O-U-L. Each of us have a song or a flavor. We are never trying to raise our vibration. That's BS. We are trying to clarify our vibration. Let's put it another way. All of us are ice cream. You may be chocolate chip. I may be rainbow sherbet. She may be Oreo, whatever. You're trying to be the best minty chip that you can be. Remove anything else, the sprinkles, the other flavors that got in there. That's what you're trying to do. I'm trying to be the most rainbow sherbet I can be. I'm trying to clarify my vibration. Not trying to raise it. Raise it implies effort. I'm trying to clarify. I'm trying to just be me. That's it. I'm trying to let go of everything else. And that's what the soul song does. You have a song. It's a particular flavor of ice cream or a particular note on the keyboard. That's it. You're just trying to be your note, your flavor. All right, so let's do this.
Okay.
Bring your attention down to your still point. All attention, energy follows attention. If your attention's in your body, energy will follow. And energy will come to you. There we go. Very good. You're doing great. I feel you going down. You can even go further. You have a lot of capacity. And down you go. And if you're listening, just follow along. Don't do this while you're driving, please. But just take a moment. It just takes a moment. You don't need to meditate for an hour a day. I mean, that would be great. But you can get somewhere pretty quickly. And now you invite the song of your soul. And you say, I, and you say your name, Colby Wilk, or whoever you might be. Invite the song of my soul to sing. There we go. And you're going to feel ripples going through you. I invite the soul of my soul, the song of my soul to sing.
I feel joy.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's great. And everyone's got a different flavor. Because there are as many forms of awakening, of enlightenment, as there are people. My awakening, my enlightenment looks very different than what it looks like for yours. Some people, I have a friend, very developed, but very quiet. Very quiet. There's a quietness to him. I get very playful. Because that's my nature. I'm very playful, right? You go into joy, a quiet joy.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to mirror anyone else's state. We're trying to be who we are by allowing ourselves to be. So everyone, I know you're listening to the podcast on your phone or wherever. Put down what you could put down and just sit. Just sit and go into your still point. And allow the song of your soul to sing. And if you're not experiencing it, that means you got to get more quiet. That's all that means. Just not used to being quiet. Colby, it's very difficult for me to be quiet. I get it. I was there. The more you do this, every skill can be developed. Now, having said that, all of us can do math. Not everyone's an Einstein. Right?
Yes, but some people...
I can do math.
Some people, they feel guilty if they go quiet. Like they just try to relax. They just feel, oh, this is wrong.
Right. They've gotten the message that they're not important enough to attend to themselves. Yeah. And they've also gotten the message that I'm not safe enough to be calm because something's going to come get me.
Yeah.
The bill collector, the hippo, whatever it is, right? Okay, I understand. Any skill can be developed. You can become better at math. If you want. I'm crappy at math. I have no desire to be good at math. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. But if you want to be more quiet, you can. Just got to put some attention on it. And like I said, you don't need to meditate an hour a day. You can. You can. I do. More, right? But, for me, I'm a child who was diagnosed with severe learning disabilities. I have a really hard time. I had a really hard time putting attentions on things, right? And so the skills that I've developed or been given or whatever are pretty short and quick. because I didn't have the attention to meditate for very long. I developed things, or was gifted things, that are short and fast and build up your endurance. An enlightened person or awakened person, what we notice about them is that they're more fully alive.
Yeah.
That's what we see. They're more alive. That's it. That's what we want.
More alive, more present.
That's what we want. I want to be more alive, more present. Wow, I want that. I mean, all enlightenment looks different, but they all have that. They all have that. They're more alive. They have more purpose, right? They have a sense of direction, and yet detachment from that direction. That's what we want. And there are times in all of our lives where you felt purposeful, and life just kind of rolled out. Like, okay, I'm here to do this, and I'm doing this, and life was more exciting and interesting. And there are times where you feel purposeless, and that's the time to get quiet, so your intuition comes through.
Yeah.
You're not developing your intuition so you can be more busy.
What would you say to listeners who are new to that? Like, I'm sharpening my intuition through writing. So I just try to get quiet, get a little bit more insight, and I just ask myself, what does my soul need right now, or wants to tell me right now? And I just write and write and write. Do you have any like special way for people? How can they get in touch, like just like we did this now a couple minutes before, or
Sure. So what you show me when you do that, because I'm watching your energy, is when you write, you move from the front of your brain into the middle of your brain. Okay? And that's super handy. So let's do that with people now, since that's what you just showed me. Everyone, bring your attention to the front of your head, your forehead. Bring your attention to the front of your head. And you're going to notice this feels very familiar. This is where you live. This is where most of us live as people in this world, because we're told to think. And the smarter you are, the more successful you're going to be, blah, 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 hard work. Okay. So that feels okay. Now, bring your attention to the back of your head where your neck and head connect. This is your primitive brain. It connects you to your ancestors. Now, if you hang out here and close your eyes and bring your attention to the back of your head, and you say, I invite my beloved awakened ancestors to make contact with me now. I invite my beloved awakened ancestors to make contact with me now. Keep your attention to the back of your head, and to put your hands on my shoulders. You're going to feel a presence behind you. There it is. Whew. Now, these are awakened beloved, because you don't want to connect with just any old ancestor. Awakened and beloved ancestors, make contact with me now. Let me feel you behind me, supporting me. These are your awakened. There you go. What do you feel? What are you aware of? I'm aware of a pressure. What are you aware of?
Stability.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's people have your back. I don't know if you have that expression where you are.
Yeah, we do.
Right? They have my back. That's what that means. Your ancestors are behind you, supporting you. Different parts of the brain allow you to have greater access to different parts of you. So when you bring your attention back here, you feel the support. You may not feel the support that you have in the living world, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your partner. But if you bring your attention back here to the back of your head, now I have the support of my awakened beloved ancestors. Now, if I bring my attention to the middle of my head, the middle, now something interesting happens. So do that. I invite my attention to be drawn to the middle of my head. This is one of the places where your soul is. I invite my attention be drawn to the middle of my head, to my soul. There we go. To the center of my soul in a way that works for me. And you'll get very quiet very quickly. You'll feel calm, peace, stability, joy, your true nature.
Mm. Yeah, it's nice. Mm.
Like I said, quick and fast, right? Now, the point of quick and fast is to get people interested and involved in their development. But you don't want to stop there. As you know, somebody who's been on the spiritual path for a while, it's not an easy path.
Mm.
It's not. Like, please, if you can avoid this, please do. Because it's hard. It is hard. You know this, right? If you knew what you'd have to do, the stuff
But
you would
it's
uncover.
so better on the other side.
It's better, yes.
Oh yeah,
You
it
become
is.
more resilient, you become more, but it's not easy.
No, it's not
easy. It's
Mm.
easier being a muggle, right? It's easier. But those of us who are drawn, you have no choice in the matter. Really. You could fight it, but you have no choice. If you're drawn to become yourself, the divine within, God embodied, you're drawn. So give over. So I've shown you a bunch of practices already. Maybe you listeners, you want to take one and do that for a week every day. Do it in the shower. Do it before a meal. It doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. And see, you feel calm, you feel more peaceful, you feel more embodied. Okay, great. This is real peace. I want more of this. Energy follows attention. Oh, and then the universe will give you more. Will give you more. And then something will come up from within you that needs to be resolved. A wound. A wound. Having said that, I do 3 things. I help people dig to the bottom of a wound and release it. I teach people practices to bring themselves into elevated states. That's what I've been doing with the middle of the head, the still point, song of the soul. And third, I help people be aware of their ego and how it's manipulating them. That's the third thing I do. Most people are digging around on wounds for their whole life. They're after one wound, then they're going after another wound, and it just creates this crazy up and down cathartic. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's not working. Yeah.
You're indulgent. There is a place for it. There is a place. So as you continue on your spiritual path, you may have some wounds come up. And maybe you'll get sad. And it's time to go in. Oh, what's that? Oh, what is there for me to know here? Oh, wow. How can I hold myself through this with compassion? How can I be my own bowl?
Compassion.
Right? And maybe I can't be. Maybe I need to find a friend or a therapist or a healer to help hold me while I go in. Because that's all a healer therapist should be doing, is walking with you as you go into yourself. Because sometimes it's super scary to go into stuff that was too scary to feel, to really experience when it happened.
Yeah. I'm just so peaceful right now, so I just forgot everything what I wanted to ask you.
I can up your energy if you want. You want me to untangle you from that?
It's okay. I like it. I like this this quietness inside me.
Can I give you a recommendation? Can I give you a recommendation?
Okay.
Instead of going into your head, how about you go into the quiet and see what how the quiet informs your next question or what we do next.
Okay.
Let the quiet inform you, as opposed to coming back to this reality, whatever that is. This.
Yeah.
We're also caught up in performing, right? As opposed to just being real. We think we have to get somewhere. There's no place to get.
Yeah, just to live here and now.
here and now.
Be present.
And that doesn't mean you don't go to work. That doesn't mean you don't take care of your kids. But you go to work and you take care of your kids differently.
Yeah. I love it. I really like what you said. It's deep. It's really deep. It is. Come on.
I'm deep. I'm deep. Yeah. Okay. It's nice.
You have some free gifts on your website for listeners that they can experience, they can watch a video. What is it about? If you just tell maybe into sentences so they will jump and check it out and
sure.
see it for themselves.
I have a free gift for your listeners called The First Secret to Finding Your Way, which so many people are like, I want this and I can't get there. I want to be this. So this is the first secret. It's a video. And then also on my, hopefully you'll post that link. Also on my website is a huge blog with tons of practices like what I'm sharing that I share in my newsletter, which is also on my website, colbywilk.com. And I'm on most of the social channels. So the best thing to do,
we link everything.
I do my best. Is to sign up for, get the free gift, and or sign up for the newsletter on the website. And this way you get the stuff because I'm constantly getting new things, new practices. And it's incredible, really incredible to watch people unfold, right? Become more genuine, become more of who they are, to feel they're comfortable in their own skin. And they break free, right? And they start living more fully and with purpose, without like the adrenaline rush. I got to change things, but just real, like it comes from them. It's really beautiful.
And they don't need to wear masks anymore.
Well, this is the challenge. People like to think that the spiritual path is a linear line, right? Like, okay, I dealt with this issue, I'm done. Oh, I dealt with this issue, I'm done. That's not how it works. Like, oh, I don't wear masks anymore. No, my friend. That's not true. So in my world, the truth is that you become more aware that you're wearing a mask when you're wearing a mask. You're more aware of it. You're more able to take it off and keep it off more quickly over time. The spiritual path is not a linear line. It is circular. You circle around the same issues your whole life. That's just true. However, hopefully, you start moving up and you circle, but you move through more quickly and more quickly, and you develop resilience. So you're not taken down the way you were the way you were years ago, or you're out for a week. Now you're able to get through it in a day, and then next year in a week, a couple, and then finally in the moment you recognize, oh, I'm in my ego, and you make a choice. And then finally, it's just a subtle thought. Enlightened people still have egos. They're just more aware of it. And
sometimes nothing is wrong with egos. So sometimes it's okay.
Yeah. Like, look, I'm nuts, but I know I'm nuts. That's what makes me more illuminated than the average Joe. And I don't act on, generally, my nuttiness. That's what makes me more awakened than the average guy on the street. I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I wanted to ask if is something that we haven't spoken about yet that you would like to tell to our listeners? What do you hope that echoes in their mind when they just go off their day?
My friends, I'm talking to you. And I'm talking especially to people in the United States. People are really frightened, really concerned. There's a lot of energy out there feeding on chaos, making you potentially more frustrated, more anger, more easy to trigger. I invite you to keep your to keep your space clear, to turn off the news or only watch the news once a day, and to avoid conversations that are steeped in paranoia. The best thing that you can do is maintain your sense of well-being, because that well-being will carry through to other people. And those who are in positions of power will get that energy and make the best decision. Turn off what frightens you. Turn away from it. Now, my friends, some people say, Colby, you're telling us to stick your head in the sand. For most of us, there's nothing to do. You want to give money? You want to write your politician? Go for it. That's great. But other than that, there's nothing to do other than vote. That's it. Yeah. So, do some practices like what we've talked about. Bring yourself into an elevated, grounded state. Stop participating in the toxicity, because you're only running this country and the world into a harder place to live in. So many people bond over negativity. They talk about their concerns and who's wrong and who's bad, who's a monster, who's not. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help anyone.
Well, it just makes the problems worse.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
Think about it.
Write your politician, pay your, give your money, whatever, show up at your protest, watch the news once a day, once a week, whatever it is, but let go. Bring your attention into your still point. Sing the song of your soul. Call your ancestors forward. Know well-being. And if you're having trouble, if you need assistance, you can't get there, then maybe consider calling me and we'll do some sessions with you. Because if you're struggling, you're supposed to be struggling because you're uncovering who you really are. That's what it is. You're really not stuck or lost. Just you're done being who you were. Yeah. And you need to get quiet enough to hear who you're going to be. That doesn't mean you need to live in a Zen monastery. I'm not going to have you meditate for hours, because people won't do it and don't want to do it. But there are easy ways, quick ways of accessing yourself. God, the Lord, the divine, makes it really easy to know. Why would it make it hard? It wants to be known. It wants to be. There are ways, easy ways. So, maybe you eat organic. Maybe you work out. Maybe you stretch. Maybe you take a walk with the dog. You do other things. Make yourself, your well-being, a priority.
Yeah, people need to, it would be better. I always say that it would be better if everybody would be just focused on themselves and try to help themselves feeling better. Because if I feel better, if you will feel better, then we start spreading this positivity around. But if we're just focused on this negativity and what is wrong with the world, then we just feel that unpleasant emotions and we just spread those unpleasant feelings, emotions to other people, and we just close ourselves. So
I'm going to make an amendment. In the New Age community, self-development community, there's this plague of narcissism. That I should just focus on myself and my well-being. You're having a bad day, that's your business. I'm going to keep my well-being all good and yummy over here. You do your thing. There's a level of narcissism to that. We are meant to support each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Why I said to spread the positive vibes to other people. Not because if you have it for yourself, it doesn't mean anything. Because we are we are creatures that thrive in society, and we need other people, and
Yeah, I
we
think
need to have other people in mind when we are doing something also.
right. The in
Mm.
the Kabbalists would talk about what you want to be is the sun, and the sun shares its light regardless if your shades are down. You want to share who you are,
Mm.
share your wellness, share your peace. You want to be like the sun,
Yeah.
right? And so, if you could share that which you are with others, it really shines a light on them. You care about them, and the best way to care about other people is to be you. And the best way to be you is to get present and get calm and sing the song of your soul.
Mm.
I am a natural empath and a people pleaser, as I think you are as well, right? Recovering people pleaser, right? There's a place within people pleasing that is maladaptive, and it's also who I am
Mhm.
by my very nature. And if I cut myself off from helping others, serving others, which is my nature, then I cut myself off from myself and my wellness. I enjoy helping people, not to take their power away or because they're not worthy or they're not autonomous, but because it's my joy.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you people pleaser. People pleaser, like in my terms, it's if you please others even when you don't feel to. Like when you start feeling resentful and angry on yourself. Why did you say yes? Because you didn't want it to say yes. This is like people pleaser.
Obligation,
And
we call that.
yeah.
Obligation, I think would be the
Mhm.
word. Yeah, that's
But
true.
if you like to do it and you feel good about it when you help others, this is not people pleasing. This is just who you are. It's just a human nature. Mm.
Years ago, just tell you a story. I don't know if you use it, but my friend called me and said, "Hey, let's go to this lake. It's 3 hours away by car." I said, "Okay, I'll drive." Drive 3 hours, get to this lake. He goes, "Okay, I want to rest." I'm like, "I'll go for a hike around the lake." So I go hike. Come back an hour later, or whatever it was. He's like, "Oh, I forgot. My boyfriend and I have plans tonight. We've got to go. You want to drive back? We've only been here. It took us 3 hours to get here. We've been here an hour. Now you want me to drive back another 3 hours because you forgot to tell me you had plans?" Yeah. And I look at him. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, no, that was your job. No. So here's where the people pleasing comes in. I wanted to stay. He wanted to go. I was so uncomfortable that he was not getting what he wanted that I gave up what I wanted and drove him back.
Yeah, that's
And he
it.
was completely, that's people pleasing to me, right?
Mm.
That's
Mhm.
you're like, I can't have what I
Mhm.
want unless you have what you want. And that's my ego. Like that's or was, I mean, that's just years ago. Yeah. And that's that's the maladaptive people pleasing. And then there's, I guess we'll call it people loving, right?
Mhm.
Is that I like to share.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I think this is the good way to stop the podcast. I'm also mindful on our time, so thank you very much. I really like that still point. I think I will do it more often.
Good.
Just
The
go
thing to
there.
do is to do these practices for like
Mhm.
a week until they
Mhm.
lock in so they're yours. So that if you're in front of your mother-in-law, your boss, someone's pissing you off, you could just do it in the moment. But if you don't do it, it's not set up in your field, so it's easy. It's harder to get to. So I love that
Yeah,
you're going
it's
to do it.
like a marathon. So you need to start running slowly and short distances if you want to start going to the marathon. So yeah, it's the same.
And yeah, it's a long run.
Mm. Thank you very much. Yeah, enjoy
Thank you.
your day. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.